You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Good morning, and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and we extend a warm hello to all who are listening on WNDZ 750 AM here in Chicago, and all who are watching our live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. It was an unusually exciting NCAA March Madness season this year, with underdog teams causing havoc with everyone's brackets until Kansas emerged victorious. We all had the thrill of watching some amazing basketball. And right here in the Windy City, the Chicago Westside Sports League in the Austin community had a fantastic tournament season too. This tournament concluded on March 19th with Catholic Charity's Peace Corner Youth Center 13 and 14-year-old boys team winning its division championship. Here to tell us all about this very special team and this fabulous season are Christie Richardson, Catholic Charities Regional Director of West Chicago, Melissa Lucas, Department Director of Employment Training and Community Support Programs, Brandon Wilkerson, one of the team coaches and director of the Chicago Westside Sports League, and Sergeant Jermaine Harris from Area 4 of the Chicago Police Department, who is co-founder of the Chicago Westside Sports League. Welcome, Christie, Melissa, Coach Wilkerson, and Sergeant Harris.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So delighted to be with you all and celebrate this wonderful achievement. Congratulations to you and to all the players. Melissa, can you please remind everyone about the history and the mission of Catholic Charities Peace Corner Youth Center?
I'm sure. Our mission at the Peace Corner is to provide youth with a safe space. Our goal is to make sure that youth have the support that they need to thrive and to reach their full potential. So at the Peace Corner, we really try to provide an environment where kids are free from negative influences, they're free from drugs, they're free from violence, and surrounded by positive adult mentors and role models that can help them lead their life in a successful way. So we serve about 100 youth each year at the Peace Corner. We primarily serve youth between the critical ages of 11 and 15.
And I know you're also celebrating a wonderful milestone this year, that the Peace Corner was founded in 2002. So you're celebrating 20 years of being this wonderful place for children to go after school and get wonderful enrichment and recreation and activities. So congratulations on that wonderful anniversary this year.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there's a long history of good work being done in that Peace Corner.
Absolutely. And Christie, can you please share a little about the Westside Sports League? How long have these boys been playing together? How many teams are in the league? Can you tell us a little bit about that sports league?
I'll tell you a little bit in concern with the Peace Corner. Actually, this is our first year joining the Westside Sports Organization, and it's a phenomenal group and league for our youth. Our youth have been able to learn discipline, sportsmanship, as well as being creative in their skill setting, being led by phenomenal coaches, the police department. Jermaine Harris will speak more on the league itself, but the Peace Corner was happy to join this first year, and then to be a part of the championship is just an awesome thing. And from that, we believe that more students, more youth will come to our location because of the championship. And so we're great. This is a great 20-year anniversary prize for us.
Well, that achievement is even more remarkable considering that this is your first year in the league, Christie. That's amazing. Coach Wilkerson, can I ask you to elaborate a little bit more about the league, how the boys have been able to juggle school and other after-school activities to become such a successful team this year?
Yeah, our coaching staff is real big on academics and them getting good grades because we don't want to set them up for failure and having them play on a team and their grades not right because they can't get away with that on a school team. And a lot of these youth have aspirations of playing high school sports. The age is 14 and under. And so we're getting these kids prepared for high school. They like to play sports. So, it's very important that, they on top of their business in school and also at home, at home too. Also at home. So we got relationships with parents, teachers, just to check on them, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do.
And Coach, was there a moment or maybe a couple game, victories where you realized that this team was pretty special this year?
To be honest, first couple practices, I was just watching how hard they was working and how they all came together as a team. And I know it was going to be tough because it's some great teams that's in our league. So as I'm just watching them going through practices and coming together and building their skills up, I kind of knew we had a shot. I kind of knew it. But I knew it wasn't going to be easy, though.
So much of basketball is the fundamentals, isn't it? And so you're right, probably from the earliest practices, you saw that this team was focused and really wanting to, get very, very good in those fundamentals that can often make or break a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Sergeant Harris, can you tell us a little bit about when and how the Chicago Westside Sports League was created? I know you're one of the founders of that league.
Yeah, so Chicago Westside Police and Youth Sports really came out of the idea of access to opportunities, access to positive mentorship. So in 2018, I took over as a community policing sergeant in the Austin community. And there was this existing baseball program that was utilizing police officers to be coaches. And there was a grant attached to that. That grant actually ran out that year. And we were left in this place of, wow, these amazing relationships, all of this positive activation is happening within the community. How do we continue this? And so how that came out of a conversation that I had with our co-founder and the current executive director of City of Refuge Chicago, Stephanie Marcourt, we talked about this idea of how do we not only bring back this league, but spread it across the West Side. And so now today, looking at our basketball program currently, we're at 9 different sites all across Austin, Garfield Park, and North Lawndale, really utilizing this model of how we bring together our police, our faith-based communities, and our nonprofits to really serve as coaches. And what we call that is the three-legged stool. And each of the teams in each of the 9 sites we operate at all utilize this model of looking at assets and recognizing what exists in communities. And while it's sports and you see the ball and you see activities going on within sports, what's really happening, like Coach Brandon talked about, is that we're creating family, we're creating community, we're getting to know each other. Like we're able to support the Peace Corner, we're able to help draw, new kids in and to utilize those amazing services. And it's really activating the great things that are already existing within these communities to really create transformation.
And it's wonderful to see that both boys and girls are participating in these sports. Can you share some of the other sports that are included in this Westside League?
Yeah, so our current basketball league, we had nearly 500 kids participate.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yes, it is co-ed, which means that boys or girls can play. The younger teams are allowed to mix and play against each other, but with our 13 and 14-year-olds, we do offer the opportunity for girls to play separately. And so with that understanding of how, the league is set up, we wanted it to be year-round. We want these young people to have an activity, regardless of what time of year it is, regardless of the sport. We wanted to be able to create these connections. So currently we offer basketball during the fall and winter, and we transition to baseball during the spring and summer. We also have a small archery program. Yes, archery. We're with the kids as well to be able to offer this unique, just a unique engagement and a unique thing for them to participate in.
Well, I know that one of the founding principles of the Peace Corner Youth Center is a place where children can be children. And honestly, when you look at these pictures, that is personifying, the mission of the Peace Corner Youth Center in such a beautiful way. The smiles and the excitement is just contagious. Can I ask you, Melissa, everyone, you and Christie and everyone at the Peace Corner just do such a phenomenal job of helping youth and young adults with 5 core services: academic achievement, mentoring, civic engagement, parental involvement, and sports and recreation. Can you share a little bit about what this achievement means to the greater good of everything else going on at the Peace Corner Youth Center? Christie, may I start with you?
Sure. I
Melissa,
think
please
that
go
this
ahead.
I'm sorry. I think that this entire experience really helps our youth build self-confidence. It's really great to see their hard work and the dedication that they put towards practices and coming to games really play out on the court. And I think it's really exciting for them, too, to also know that they have the support of so many caring individuals behind them and who are cheering them on. And also, I think it's a great example of the good that can come out of communities working together. Everybody from the players, the coaches, the parents, the volunteers, the sponsors, the host sites, the organizational leaders, every piece, every contribution has been so critical to the success of this program and to this particular basketball season. So I think it's really a great example for the youth to see, individuals from different backgrounds coming together to all work towards this common goal of this successful season.
Beautifully said, Melissa. And Christie, anything to add to that?
In addition to that, I look at the parenting component. We're exposing not only the youth, but it's a family thing that the parents can rely on someone to come and help nurture their children, as well as we have different programs for the parents, financial literacy. They're allowed to go on the field trips. And so they too, it's a lot of youth having children. So they too can see, different aspects of parenting, as well as being a participant of the fun and then the learning enrichment that we offer as well. So it's a wholesome type of approach to the family, not only for the children, but for the parents as well.
And did the pandemic affect your operations to any great extent? Was there a point where you had to, close your doors and then reopen, Christie?
We closed the doors, but they continue. And Melissa, she's over the program, but I know that they were able to still reach out to the children, make sure that they were doing their homework, and then having sessions on different topics that would interest the children, TikTok, or, then some other educational things as well.
And Melissa, have you been able to be back to full strength now in terms of the full range of activities at the Peace Corner Youth Center?
Yes, we were able to reopen our doors last summer. So we were really excited about that because our youth were eager to get back into the building. So it's been great to have that life come back into the Peace Corner and to hear the kids and to hear the basketballs and to hear the chatter around the building. But we continue to offer academic support and sports and rec, arts and crafts. So we're really looking forward to the additional services and programming that we'll be able to offer post-pandemic that really reflects the way that youth's lives have changed so much since the start of COVID. So
very well said. There's nothing like the laughter and smiles of children, right? To just lift everybody's spirits involved. If you'll please bear with us, we're going to take a quick break here on The Voice of Charity. And when we return, we're going to be continuing our conversation about Catholic Charity's Peace Corner Youth Center and a wonderful basketball championship team. Please stay tuned.
Did you know that Catholic Charities accepts car donations? If you're ready to free up space in your garage and put a stop to all those expenses that go along with owning a car, we will gratefully accept your donation, whether the car is running or not. You choose a pickup time that is convenient for you, and we will make the donation as easy as possible free of charge. You'll receive a charitable donation receipt as well. We accept all types of vehicles nationwide, and you will know that your donation is made to Catholic Charities, an agency you can trust. To learn more about donating your car, call 877-786-4483. That's 877-786-4483. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Es fabuloso verlos.
Dobrze jest znowu być razem.
It's good to be together again.
After so many months apart, pandemic capacity limits have been lifted, and we want to welcome everyone back to church. We can all pray together again. And listen as our choirs lift their voices in song.
We've been together in spirit, and now when you are ready, our doors are open wide.
Nuestras puertas están abiertas de par en par.
Nasze drzwi są otwarte.
And we're here to welcome you back to Catholic Mass.
At Catholic Charities, we fight hunger in Chicago throughout the year. Our 6 regional offices in Cook and Lake counties work together to offer sit-down and to-go meals to anyone in need. We deliver meals to those who are homebound, and our 8 food pantries offer 3 to 4 days of food supplies based on household size. Participants in these programs have the opportunity to learn about other Catholic charity services that strengthen individuals, families, and their communities. The challenges for those dealing with food insecurity are especially great during the winter months. To learn how you can help those who are hungry in your neighborhood, visit CatholicCharities.net or call 312-655-7525. That's 312-655-7525. Thank you for your generosity.
Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and it is my great pleasure today to be with 4 of the adult leaders of Catholic Charities Peace Corner Youth Center. They are celebrating a fantastic achievement from the Westside Sports League. In the Westside Sports League, the Peace Corner 13 and 14-year-old boys basketball team won its division championship. Today I'm with Christie Richardson, Catholic Charities Regional Director of West Chicago, Melissa Lucas, the Department Director of Employment, Training, and Community Support Programs, Brandon Wilkerson, one of the team coaches and Director of the Chicago Westside Sports League, and Sergeant Jermaine Harris from Area 4 of the Chicago Police Department, who is co-founder of that Westside Sports League. Coach Wilkerson, can you kind of set us up with the excitement on March 19th as the boys' 13 and 14-year-old basketball team walked into that championship game? Who were they playing? And did you have a coaching philosophy that you shared with them before the game to get them all excited to play?
Yeah, well, the game was against Melody School in Garfield Park. And my coaching philosophy is, it starts in practice, and that's family first, before anything, because, we go through skill building and the skills gonna get there, but, when it come down to it, you gotta be able to trust your teammates, and support your teammates. So, it's just family first. And leading up to the championship was, that our first 2 playoff games, the first game we were down 15 points in the first half.
Oh, wow.
We had to come back. That's when you got to trust somebody. And that was against TJA, Chicago Jesuit Academy. And our second playoff game, it was a tight game against By the Hand. And John Stamps, one of our players, he hit a buzzer beater to win the game. So leading up to the 19th, we had some tough battles. That's why, it was well worth it when we finally got the job done.
And so what was the score at halftime of the championship game?
The championship game, we were up about 15. Now, I said leading up to the championship game, it was so many hard fought battles that by the time we got there, everybody was loose and ready to go.
And was there a moment, Coach Wilkerson, in that championship game where, you and your fellow coaches and the players on the bench, everybody just started having a feeling that you thought this is going to happen?
Yeah, I would say really before the game, I could just tell how excited they were, being in that atmosphere, that was just a lifetime experience for the youth. And, I could just tell how loose they were, how excited they were. So, and it showed in the game. It showed in the game. And that comes from practice and everything leading up to that moment.
You've given them, like you said, Coach, you're giving them an experience for a lifetime, a memory for a lifetime that they'll never forget. How fabulous. I know, Sergeant Harris, that some of these youth have barriers to achievement since they're very young. Can you please share a story or two about members of the Austin community who have risen above these barriers to achievement and because of all the wonderful things happening at the Peace Corner Youth Center?
Yeah, so as a police officer, one of the things I deal with, unfortunately, quite often is violence. And there's a consistent theme around people involved in violent acts, is that there's a disconnection, right? Whether it be a disconnection from school, disconnection from economic opportunities, a disconnection from church, right? And so what we can do best to address those barriers is to create these opportunities to make connections, right? To make connections to the things that so many people need within their lives to support the whole person, right? Coach Brandon talks about the idea, right, of being a family, right? A whole family, a whole person, right? And it takes a lot to accomplish that. And so really in thinking about successes, right, we're pouring into young people, but it's important to also realize and understand that who supports and services those that provide service, right? Who provides that sort of development of our different leaders within communities. And right here with us, right, is an amazing example, right, of that effect that while we seek out to improve the lives of young people, we also can have a major impact on adults. And so Brandon, even hearing his story, right, of his journey from being a volunteer out to now coaching the championship team, I think that's one of, an amazing thing that we should all hear and kind of understand.
What a beautiful thought. And I have to say, by just listening to both of you speak, Coach, you talked about that family comes first and that all of these players, should be prioritizing that in addition to their sports and their academic work. But everything you're telling me about the Peace Corner Youth Center just reemphasizes what we all know at Catholic Charities, that it's a family there. Everybody who's participating there is part of a family of just all wanting the best for each other and supporting each other. It's really quite inspiring to listen to you talk about it. Melissa and Christie, can I ask you to please share what have been the reactions of the parents and the players to this great achievement, this great championship?
Oh, what an experience. One, we won the championship. Two, we were at the Bulls practice stadium, the Advocacy Center. That's an experience beyond my childhood. So I was excited to be there as well. To be at the Bulls, play where they play or where they practice, to see the bull in the middle of the floor, to see one or two bulls working out, getting therapy, and then to be in their location and to win a game, that is a high that the kids are still on. So they're excited. We've been afforded the opportunity from the South Side to where they invited us to play. And then our middle youth, they won a championship. So within this time, the ball is rolling. We're still playing basketball while we're engaging into the baseball for the baseball season. So it opened a door of opportunity further than where they're at. And that brings the family together too, because you see these parents at the games, at the practices, and now we're talking and we're looking at what we can find to help them if they need a resume built, if they need jobs. We have these type of programs in Catholic Charities that can catapult them into where they need to go. So this is an exciting season for the family. The moms and dads are there. They come into us, we're responding, and then the youth are coming and they're bringing their friends along. And so we appreciate the Chicago Westside League because it has been a great value added to the Peace Corner.
And Melissa, anything additional to add about the reaction of the parents and the players?
No, I think Christie said it well. It's just a lot of excitement. I think there's already anticipation for next season and keeping this momentum going. I think there's motivation to defend their title champion and to keep their bragging rights. So there's definitely some ownership and excitement about that too.
And as you said, Christie, that just getting everyone more engaged in the youth center can't help but be a positive thing, because you can gently ask people if they need any assistance in any other way and build on that. I'm guessing that the benefits of this championship are going to be realized and felt for months to come.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Sargent Harris and Coach Wilkerson, in the short time we have left, can you tell us, as Melissa said, this team wants to win again next year. What happens to this team right now? Can they all stay together, or some graduating and moving on? Like what happens now with this championship team?
It's definitely want to defend the championship and get the bragging rights on the west side. We got some kids that's aging out, but we also got kids that's moving up. The league is broken down into 3 different age groups. So we got 11 to 12-year-olds that know about that and they're excited to move up. Also, we got 8 to 10-year-olds. They actually played in the championship too, but they didn't win, but they had a great experience also. So everybody's moving up and everybody's excited, and the kids that's aging out, they'll be prepared for their next level.
And Sergeant Harris, I'm guessing that the team will want to continue to play in the off season too, to play together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so baseball season starts as soon as the weather cooperates. Actually, it's going to be 68 here in Chicago today. So I'm sure that will be another exciting chapter for the Westside Sports League this summer. And so,
yeah, absolutely. Totally looking forward to the chance to get outdoors. And as we activate spaces, right? So much of what this is about is putting positivity into the locations. It reduces violence. It creates better connections for communities. It helps to provide access to the amazing resources like the Peace Corner that are right in everyone's backyard and easily accessible to them. It creates these opportunities to raise awareness, and we're really excited about that chance to increase it, make it bigger, grow larger, and bring some more championships.
Well, clearly the 4 of you are wonderful adult leaders in this community too, and I just congratulate you all for the wonderful job that you have in not only mentoring these kids, but bringing them along into wonderful sports achievements. Congratulations to all 4 of you, and thank you so much for being on the show today. You really are inspiring to all of us at Catholic Charities, and I can't wait to get back out to the Peace Corner Youth Center myself and be part of all the excitement there this summer. Again, thank you so much for being on The Voice of Charity today.
Thank you.
And we invite you all back again next week for another edition of The Voice of Charity. For now, this is Katie Bredemann, and we thank you for tuning in and believing in the mission of Catholic Charities.
Join us every Monday through Friday at this time for Catholic Chicago. You can stream our programs live or listen to past programs by visiting our website, archchicago.org, and clicking on Radio TV. And please connect with Catholic Chicago on social media.